Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. Music is probably a teensy bit on the loud side. I'll turn that down in a minute. Just getting my water in place here. It is so bubbly. It's just lemon water today from Polar. Nothing crazy or special about it. But that should be the normal level that we keep it at. But yeah, it's there to keep my voice wet. My throat humid, moist. Anyway, let's stop with words and instead go on with different words. So we've beaten the first two games. So now we're on to here. Hi Ian, welcome to the moist. Ooh, we have Phoenix with like a locket on him, and some like fancy looking lady, and then Maya. Interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I like this. This is good. I like her outfit. Sorry, not Maya. Mia. Mia's pretty cool. Ooh, look at these rain. How do I get into this mess? This is Wright talking, I assume? It looks like his pants. Why did I do that? I don't know. Oh, is this like high school Wright and Miles, maybe? The girl you shouldn't see her anymore. It's not your business. Telling you for your sake. Continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Wait, who's who? Listen to me, there's something you need to know about that girl. ... She's a ghost! Stop it! Wait. Don't talk about her like that. Oh wait, is this like Mia getting rejected because she's a psychic? Or not psychic, a spirit medium or something? Nice pink. Is P for Phoenix? Wasn't me. I did it. What is this story that we're like jumping into here? I didn't do it. He's so young looking. Not that he ever looks like particularly old, but 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. What do you mean second trial? An interesting start to the third game. What do we got? Oh, it's Mia talking. Phew, it's finally time. Kind of nervous. Oh, it's yeah, Grossberg. That's his name. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning. Wait. What voice did we give this guy? Was he British? I think he was British. Mia. Please, calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior. You know, that's not a British accent, I'm so sorry. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. This is... okay, my accents are getting worse by the day. That was like a weird mix between English and German. With a hint of fuck. Actually, this is my second time in court. You know what I need? I need to hear a British accent. That's my problem. Level up English, how to speak with a British accent. I don't think I need that. How about you just give me like Hugh Laurie with his British accent. Favorite house quotes. Sorry, this is important to me that I not like have a terrible accent right now. So forgive me for this.
Social media questions.
Right.
At stage.
I think. Did you get nervous before? Were you nervous? You were not. No, you're not nervous.
I was nervous for.
Okay. Okay. I'll try to use my brain. It's not gonna work. Still, you surprised me. What were your earnest requests last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully too. I just found out yesterday, about the case I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine, no problem. Holy shit, these animations are amazing. Oh, what's wrong? You have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way, I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Do you think people who played this game back in the day, like, were more readily ready to wear masks during the pandemic? Like, they've seen Wright do it and they're like, oh, now I get to play, now I get to be my favorite character in the Ace Attorney game. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. You are truly innocent. Promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. Let me just stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm so pretty new at this lawyer thing. I now have I fake sneezed, and now there's an actual sneeze like stuck in my nose. This is awful. First time I appeared in court was a year ago. Ugh. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. Who'd she go up against, Von Karma? It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm gonna win. Cuts! For my client and for myself. This is neat. So we're not Phoenix to start. We're Mia instead. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. I don't remember what this guy's voice sounds like. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yeah, sure. God, the fake sneeze got to me. Oh, finally got it out though, I think. Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes. Well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? Is that him standing there right next to you? Yes, well, you were just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Oh, look. Wait, he doesn't have hair in the other two games, right? So this time, like, this is before he lost his hair. Oh, I love it. Look at this little silly pompadour. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon. What was that about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. Resisting urges, he was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Okay, we have a ripped electrical wire, an umbrella, and a student bulletin board. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. What if he just got electrocuted and died? That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. By the way, can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. Is it sagacity? Sagacity? What does that mean? Sagacity? I assume it means like attention to detail. The quality of being sagacious. That doesn't help me, Google. Having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment. Shrewd. Okay. Similar. Wise, clever, intelligent, knowledgeable. From the early 17th Latin of sagax. Wow, Google is getting really like in depth with the dictionary entry stuff. Or at least the supplier of like the little thing that pops in is. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. What? Stand up to him, Mia. Show what you're made of. Ah, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. Ugh, my hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed in the court record. I should say details, sorry. But you knew that already, didn't you? Nah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab. You know what I played today? Speaking of pressing tab. Oh, it was Electric Shock, I was right. I tried Dwarf Fortress Classic for like 10 minutes. It is not easy to go back in time to like not having nice UIs and like not being able to use a mouse. But the music was good in it. All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good, hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. Gotta stay calm. Can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay, let's just take a look. Wait, didn't I just do this? Yeah, I see it. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Oh, deathly asphyxiation. He was pulling a world's best dad hat. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, superpowered stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one more vital issue. What's that? Hi, motive, of course. Apparently there's some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? Bro, I don't know. And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. We don't have any evidence! What is this nonsense? Evidence? Ha! No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir. To old Greybeard's face. Ah, Mr. Grossberg. Try to set a better example for the young lady. Mia. Evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab, so be sure to go over it all. Now let's see what you got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Let's see. Alright, there's Marvin. 61 at the time. Phoenix Wright 21 currently has a cold. Only 21? Like, he looks so much younger. How old is he in the other games? Like 25, 26 or older? Maybe older than that? Is he 30? Duck Swallow 22. Dahlia Hawthorne. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Damn, this is Phoenix Wright's girlfriend? Wow. Dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. It's definitely Wizard Pain. Wow. Wright's doing good for himself. Look at this cutie. Wow, her voice is higher than I thought it was going to be. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least that much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. He just done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye. It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what you did before you were arrested. Oh! I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you're suspected of the death of your fellow student. But I didn't do it! I'm innocent, I tell you! I'll tell you! Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright. Please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor! I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Stuck-up British wannabe? I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right! Like I said, I'm not a killer. Yeah. So the judge understands? You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be? This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? That there was a lie? A contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Faye. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? I mean, I think he might have maybe accidentally lied a bit. Probably about, like, knowing the victim. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened, anyway. God. Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. Oh wait, sorry. This is us pressing more. My bad. You say you found the body? So who called the police? Huh? Unfortunately, it was some other student that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. In shock, and he died of electrocution. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? You stop sneezing every time you're in a bind?
Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy.
So, you didn't know his face, or even his name, right?
Right! Well, no. That is, I mean...
So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Now see here! You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day.
Oh, well, I guess I did know his name.
News to me. Why didn't you tell me that before?
I heard he used to date Dolly.
Who is this Dolly person? Ah, yes, that would be the defense lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Ah, young love, so bittersweet.
But that's all I knew about him. Never even touched that sucker British wannabe.
Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
That's right. I mean, why would I even...
But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? She has a point. She's pointing with her point. Well, Mr. Wright?
No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I'll give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt.
Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean.
Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it.
He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Fay? Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? Who is this person, anyway? This Union Jack fellow. Oh, god damn it. You sagacious... Nope, not even close to sagacious. You unsagacious man. Sagacious. Asagacious. Asagacical. Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Oh, I see. So you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor. Your insight astounds me. Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? Mia, there is a contradiction here. Mr. Grossberg, quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean. Oh, okay, Mia, check the court record carefully. Well, my dear, do you think you can manage on your own from this point? I can handle it myself. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself. You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. Okay, Mia. One more time, from the very beginning of his testimony. Okay. Let's save as per usual. Ooh, also, I'm just noticing the difference in the music. I like it. It's very boop boppy, which I appreciate. Let's see. So I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. Hardly knew the guy. I never even talked to him. Always walking around with a huge Union back on his shirt. Is his jacket in this? So I don't see a Union Jack here. Do you? On the back of his shirt. Oh, maybe it's under the jacket? It could just be under the jacket. The not talking thing, we know he's wrong. Autos. I saw the scene. Okay. He couldn't have seen it because there's... What? Hey, no. Oh, stop that. I don't want to click through that again. Okay, so he couldn't have seen the back of the shirt because he's wearing a jacket. Right, there's the contradiction. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack?
Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back.
Miss Phase, there's some point to this line of questioning. Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back.
Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing.
I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that really was the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Oh, look, it's a new little remix. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Oh, he's crying. Wow, Phoenix Wright is a giant baby. Mia, you've made our client cry. Let him. That P stands on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. What does it stand for, Mia? Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defense lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. Kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How do you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere.
You lost it? Does this even have something to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. What's this? In the victim's hands, it's Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that the argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing its murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so could only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Yeah. Order. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. The victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Ooh. Found clutched in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprints. Oh, so the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor, poor hemorrhoids. Do we really need to know that Marvin has hemorrhoids?
The truth is, I went because he called me. He was on the pharmaceutical department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 we split up. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. Well, I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright. That's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
That's it! I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Let's save. So we'll press him on some things here. But also, I just want to look at the court record real quick. What time? Okay. Wait. Okay, so it's a little bit past 3. It's like 3:10-ish. Date and time of death at 3? Wait, really? I mean, if it was at 3, this would be like straight down. So that seems weird a little bit. Because if it was actually, at the time of death was 3 by electrocution, then this watch should have stopped at 3 as well. But okay. We'll keep that to ourselves for now. Had you ever met the victim before then?
No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is?
My, kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
What was that for, Mia? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's like slapping something all of a sudden. Dahlia Hawthorne, who was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45?
Yeah, we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, right? Correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist? I see.
I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Ho, how fascinating. Thus he was quite an ambitious young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more of the details? About the timing of the meeting, about the pharmacology department, or forget about it. Let's ask. So you're absolutely certain that you met at 2:45?
Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much.
Experiments?
Yeah, this pharmacology guy's always within the lab whipping up something.
Oh, looks like he was right about the time anyway. Witness, let's go on with your testimony. Should I ask him about the other thing? Probably, right? Gotta click through to it. Okay, let's find out more about this. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department.
Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though.
A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
That's right. They sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere.
High voltage cables?
Yeah, and there are electrical poles set up around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof.
Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
So what was it you were talking about?
You know...
Sorry. You know... Maybe we should hang out again sometime.
Hang out again sometime? Wish that were true. So you say you went back?
Yeah. That's when I found the body.
Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him?
Well, that's right, I was.
Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there?
Thought maybe you could make up.
He's so precious. Judging by the atmosphere, Pretty sure no one's buying this. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts warming up. Guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh?
I suppose common sense is not always common. And she takes him on as her understudy. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine?
Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it.
On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch?
Huh? What does that have to do with anything?
You can never be too sure.
I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Yuck! Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
Well, what do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there's one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is... Aye. You are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? I mean, he clearly died in an experiment and then someone dumped his body off. I guess someone established how it was done. Maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Can we establish... Can we do this right now? Or do we need more testimony? So we know he's a pharmaceutical dude. We know this is bullshit here. And we can see this here. Let's try. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Fay. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I totally forgot about that. Mia, why are you coming off as incompetent? I know it's your second time, but still. It's a very different Mia than what we're used to seeing. Now then, Miss Fay, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Okay, let's show her this. Show him that. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Fay, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon? Right here? Not that. Like, yeah, this. Oh, naturally. It's right here. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology student used in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then, the high voltage cable. Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. Good. I like her smile. Like, she's got a very, like, good smirk. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. How would he grab a live, like, severed electrical cable without hurting himself? That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. Ah, you mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? Well, you think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder. He squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Order, order, order. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there's no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg. My hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. No! Why does he have magical hemorrhoids? I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor! At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. Objection. Objection. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is gonna hand down his verdict.
But I can't just say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be...
It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me.
Miss Fay.
No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. You already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute.
Mr. Wright.
Alright, I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further.
I did it. I admit I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead.
Oh? That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Is she cheating? Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Who's gonna talk first? What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes. I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please give me one more chance to explain.
Does everyone else remember the Harlem Shake? And like all the videos that spawned on YouTube of people like flopping around in like dinosaur outfits and like random snuggies and crap. Good stuff. Thanks, Marvin. Thanks for the blast from the past.
That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. That moment I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left I started to get worried. So I went back. But he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But he had an umbrella. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby.
If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. I'll be clear on that. Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. He is innocent. There must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, let's press him on everything. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you?
He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway.
After he said that, I just lost my temper. I gave him a shove.
Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail?
That guy. He just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave.
He put it on, okay.
That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. Just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest.
And when you did that, there were no severed cables anywhere to be seen?
Right. There was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible that you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible.
Oh, what are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness.
At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise.
A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it. I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor. It was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? Getting on some dangerous ground here. Let's get as much info as we can. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It's like a sharp crack. Ah, could it have been?
Yes? Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us.
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. Well, it's probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. Totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? There's something important in that testimony just now. The fact that the umbrella snapped? I mean, we can see that it snapped right there. Is that important, though? I mean, if he it's a plastic umbrella, so it's not like it's gonna conduct much going on. But maybe it could collect water or something? He fell backwards onto it and snapped it. I don't know. Yes? The new information. Of course it's important. Oh, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. Okay. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you were certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him.
Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself.
The umbrella, you mean?
Oh yeah, you see I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I don't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Ugh, my stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. Ah, I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness. A little while after I left, I started to get worried.
So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Oh wait, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Temper shove, fell on top of umbrella. Okay. Let's get the timing more specific, because I think this is where we wrap it up. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away?
Yes, I did. I admit it, I was furious.
You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition?
Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. At that time, do you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Nope, nobody.
Jeez, that stupid cop possibly sound any funnier? In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, Medea. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Talking bad about Dolly. Can we know anything else? That she was a bad girl. Okay. Gave him a shove. Fell down on his umbrella. A little while after I left, I get worried, so everybody was just lying there dead. And I can't get anything else by pressing, right? Like, him coughing about that seems a little bit weird. Although, so he fell backwards onto his umbrella and busted it. So, not that. How did it get over there? Like, isn't that kind of weird if he fell backwards onto it? I mean, it's not that weird, but... Like, he's just lying there dead. A little while after I left, say a word. He fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. If he fell down on... Oh, it's not this one. Then, like, there was nobody there thing makes me think that Dolly was there or something. This feels suspicious. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on, if I had mentioned that.
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look at closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell, in order. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order, order, order! The victim, he was moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where's it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want to present it as evidence immediately. There we go. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! Do you think that the judge is like a little bit more on point back in these days? Like he's still a little bit of a silly dude, given the Union Jack comment, but like, you know, I'm talking about needing all the evidence before he can do it and whatnot. A little bit different than his Von Karma days we've seen, where he's just like, I'll just go along with the whipping lady. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. And this witness testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? Hey, right. Maybe you should have, like, spoke the truth about this. I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we'll listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Sorry, itchy nose.
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious. They're hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why.
The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew that she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave me this the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly.
It certainly is a little bottle, all right.
Makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Normie. A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating?
Yeah, but she's shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't have to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Well, yeah, it was.
How did you?
This happened on August 27th right here in this courthouse.
What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, looks like recess is about over. We better get all get moving. Words. Guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. What is this? Very little information is being disclosed at this time. Who's the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria said to have been a lawyer. Whoops. Our police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who's sitting with the victim. She's a lawyer killer. Or something. Whoa. Whoa, what a flourish. The music in this game goes, it goes, doesn't it? Alright, now that Wright isn't on the stage, I can put my napkin down. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Wow. Okay, Disney princess, get out. What's with this stiff silence? My long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Oh, I can't believe you actually said that.
Nothing. Witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I'll bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now. What is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor's all mine.
No, the honor's all mine. Oh, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. What are these? What is this translation? First the Harlem Shake thing and then this? What even? Mia milkshake. Sorry, the Google autocomplete's giving me milkshake mania game, and that is also strange to me. But I want to know what the original Japanese was. Like, what even? Please tell me. Nope. There's. Hold on. Okay, I just found like a Reddit post. Is there anything here in the Japanese? Like, does anyone mention what this is? Nope. Man, alright, well, I don't see it, but like, I would really like to know, like, what it is. Are there other... There must be other... Alright, anyway, I'll move on, sorry. But I really want to know, like, what they were translating from to get this, because there's, like... I find it hard to believe that she said that.
Sir? Is there something I can help you with?
You just go ahead and say whatever's on your mind.
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you would say that.
She'll be a tough witness, alright. Only took her 12 seconds to wrap them around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. And then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed.
Well, that contradicts her evidence.
That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
What a crock of shit. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady. As old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young Patrick can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor.
I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
You haven't changed a bit.
Nia Fey, how does she know me?
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes.
We've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fey.
Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. I assume that in Japanese she probably called her like Oba-chan. Alright, anyway. Let's get the pressing going on this girl. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeny, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senior poetry.
Oh ho ho, how wonderful! It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. Sounds more like my day-to-day life.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation?
Yes.
So who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and undefined.
That's right, Miss Fey. Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please go on. What do you see next?
Yeah, this is bullshit right here. I'm gonna press on everything, but we'll circle back here and then we'll probably give this. Probably. Maybe. Perhaps. Like Wright said that he pushed him, so. And we have fingerprints on the jacket to like corroborate that. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. I pressed for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. Should I do a better testimony just now? Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Miss Fey, I'm not allowing you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm prints were found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It'd be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
You didn't see it?
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. Not that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual either.
Oh, well, that's bullshit. Didn't look like they were fighting. He shoved him. And the snap umbrella.
So then what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
Yeah, see, why would you do that if you thought that they weren't doing anything?
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs.
Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on.
The students knew what was going on?
Oh, so this is how the thing got broken, probably, right?
But how could the students have known what was going on?
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what happened. It's just, they all seemed kind of excited about something.
Doesn't look like I'm gonna get any more info about the students.
So did the students call the police? Yes, I was so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been an idea.
That girl, she's telling us a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. That's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Hey, Tech Robo. How's it going? Happy Hump Day. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to dig deeper to find the contradiction on this one. Let's save.
Wait, what?
Hump Day? Is that what was confusing? Happy Hump Day. Wednesday. Hump Day. No. No, even though we're playing as Mia right now, I don't mean Hump Day in that way. Let's see. She didn't see the moment. Okay, this bit right here. This is bullshit. Didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual either. Yeah? What about that or this? You say you didn't hear anything unusual? Is that correct? Yes. Well, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. You know, like the voice lines for Mia. It is a bit higher pitched than I would have thought. Like, she always struck me as having more of, like, not a tomboyish voice, but like more, she strikes me as like a sultry voice, I guess, in a way. Like, it would be like those lower tones. Trying to think of like a good voice. Like an actress, I mean, that like, someone that would sound kind of similar. She's an objection.
He said that. If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? I like that, like, Mia's version of this theme is like very beep boop bop beep. Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. I love his pompadour. It's so good. I wish that he still had it later on in life. May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. Is it because you were high as fuck off drugs, Dahlia? Because that's what you seem like you're on. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on. I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Oh. Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Right. This is not a good testimony. Wait a sec, Mia? That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. She didn't hear anything. She was listening to music, and there was lightning. Pretty sure it's this one. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Oh, I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Because no thoughts generally occur within that small sphere you call a head. There we go. Yeah, just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. And I can prove it because I have a watch with a time that's wrong. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, did it, Mia? I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't. Boing. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? You know what I just realized? I just realized that, that his suit is green and red, and it just reminds me of when Jim Carrey was the Riddler, and he wore like this ridiculous suit. Oh god, I have a chroma key going on right now. Why did I put that in there? Hold up. Remove chroma key. Sorry, that was funny. Yeah, like he wears a green suit. No red tie though, but the suit made me think of it at least. I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable was definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Pay. What is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their lab that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Wait, if they lost power, then he couldn't have been electrocuted, right? Was it a blackout? All the lab's equipment's run on high voltage, Your Honor. Or I guess they lost power because the cable snapped. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely! They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly! In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They are planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. See, that's good information to know. Some sort of impact. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye. The music tells me I should save. Do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. Had to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Well, there's that. Who or what caused it? I think she caused it somehow. What if Phoenix sneezed on it? So 3 p.m. death. Who or what was the cause of it? I mean, did maybe the umbrella got taken by the wind and knocked it? It's still a little bit weird because this is 305. Probably not this. I'm thinking it's the umbrella. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact. Probably this, right? This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Oh, Your Honor. No. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? I mean, him falling over, right? Well, really? What am I missing? Some sort of impact. Some sort of impact at 2:55. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. It wouldn't be cold kill, that wouldn't make any sense. It says who or what. Is it his sneeze? Holy shit, is it sneeze? Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yeah, we're kind of taking advantage of the fact that the judge is an idiot. So, it's fine, though. Yes, this sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. I don't follow this logic. Yes, the prosecution also gives that same conclusion. It was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, yes, it's there, but like, perspective? This is like... This is a few meters away. Like, what the heck? Oh. Well, thanks for stopping by, Tech Robo. And have a good rest of your night. And thank you for the bits. Appreciate them. I don't know. Maybe whoever drew this needs to like work on it a little bit better. But like this pole, unless it's like super tiny, or this umbrella is massive, then there's no way that they're talking about the right. That the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. Then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. High-tech robo. If the victim was shoved into that far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Yeah! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order. Order in the court. Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How long to... Are you Conan the Barbarian, Mia? What is this game now? It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. Like, what? The game has been silly, don't get me wrong, but like... Oh wait, this is like auto going. I missed what he said. Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Yeah, because you can't remember shit, Dahlia, because you're a liar. Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. They're not pink, they're yellow. Eyewitness part 2. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. That's not true. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable was snappy and Dougie and me electrocuted. All occurred in less than a minute. That is not true. None of that was true.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just had to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yeah, where to begin on this one? Your Honor, the witness is full of bullshit. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeney. So that's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge?
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me?
Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury. Oh, come now. It was just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time. But please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
The judge had better be more careful himself. Dark Alley is friendlier than that girl. What if you run into... Achievement unlocked, beware, Your Honor. Okay. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole? I know he doesn't look it, but Feeney can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that it would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeney really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
I'm trying to... If she says anything about hearing things, then we can contradict her. So let me get this straight. Oops. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched the scene unfold?
Miss Fay, I have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both. that they would each give the fight their all. That's very sweet of you to be so supportive. And what happened after that? The Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. No, he didn't. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his jacket as well? Well, no, there weren't. Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave anything behind in that case, would he? Ugh. The cable snapping and Doug being electrocuted all occurred in less than 1 minute. Bullshit. Bullshit, this is 5 minutes right here. I don't know if we can present that yet, though. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. That's understandable. Yes, indeed. Been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. I don't figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. She didn't have much time to go with her lies, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. Think, Mia, think! Right here. Eat shit, Dahlia. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. We can tell that Dahlia is a zoomer because she can't read a clock. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye. My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Oh, God! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order! Order in the court! What is this all about?
This is nonsense! The real murderer!
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you'll be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Who's the real killer? This lady right here. Could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yeah. How can you? The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order. Order! Miss Faye! What? I mean, why? That's to say, Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands.
How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, This is a very serious charge. You're... Is that right?
Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
You? What is it?
Please. Please strike everything the defense says now for the record.
You daft?
Totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Leave my Dolly alone.
That boy. He has gotten himself in way over his head. Oh, Mr. Gressberg, you're back. It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Thank you so much. It's exactly what I was hoping for. You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Oh, that's why she's so mad about the lovey-dovey stuff. Now, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Really, Your Honor, that is... May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Douglas?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying that you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this.
Weep.
Yeah, sorry. Please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. It's still just too much for poor little me to bear.
Ah, I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. Apparently it's in here. "8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement of the cat." Sorry, there's a sneeze. God, Phoenix Wright is infectious. Holy shit. What did I drop 2,000 frames? Wow, there's gonna be 2 VODs, isn't there? I'm looking at the Twitch session that says 54 minutes, and the live OBS session that says 1 hour and 38. That's annoying. Anyway, 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have something to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, has a very good reason. Very well done. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. How I Met My Feeny. My Feeny. Whoa, music.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. I thought, what a sucker. We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Thanks, Phoenix. Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. What do you say now? So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow? Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. Well, that's why some people also call him the Great Judge Genie. Wow, really? The courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeney was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case. I remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. Gotta tread carefully. What does this have to do with it? Diego Armando. Age 28. That's a bit of a gap. He was a lawyer. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. Unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. It's clearly the thing around his neck. Okay, so it does. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. Very well, young lady. Got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between modern semi poetry and the criminal underworld. That sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now have you forgotten what I've forgotten? Again with the midlife crisis stuff. Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so please be sure to read it carefully. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. What was it about Mr. Hart that made your heart... What was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked. He's telling the truth. It was truly, truly shocking. I want to know what Payne's wife looks like. Beautiful mushroom growing tall in the darkness. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. Going out ever since that fateful day. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms. But that can't be. Our investigation also shows there was a clean breakup. Huh? Are you sure? Yes. Seems that they both wanted it that way. So the victim wanted to break up with her? So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see... What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I've never once considered leaving my wife. No one cares, Mr. Payne. She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see? So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony. Okay. We've pressed everywhere we needed to. See, this is where she's wrong. Because she was here as a suspect. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Did you actually come here for a much more important reason? What's the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay? 8 months ago, right here, in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eyes. Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order. 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 This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide the cruelest thorn. Miss Fay, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with the unrelated case. Hi, Winston Payne. We're not allowed. Oh, Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me. Go right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, tied the two crimes together. Now I just gotta stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. Can hardly tell which is more inflamed. No! No, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. Why are you like this, Grossberg? Is the entire game like this? Is the entire third game full of this? I met the lawyer whose poison disgusted me in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that's lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Did it say liquid in the incident report? It is unclear. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. So that's what happened here 8 minutes ago. However, as you've heard from the witness testimony, she had nothing to do with it. Maybe the defense is just out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne. I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today, and I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. Ow! Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Aha! Mia, you're glowing with the true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. Hell yeah. Okay, let's save. What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all about what that incident was? That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case. Objection is sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you. You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady. Oh, Beanie, please. Ugh. Those two really are making me ill, but for decidedly different reasons. How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes? And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Fay? Toilet? My perfect little dolly doesn't poop. You heard the defendant, Miss Fay. She doesn't poop. You're out of luck. Shit out of luck.
Oh, Feeny, please. Don't talk about my bowel movements in the courtroom.
The police have already looked into this whole matter. My question is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Miss Hawthorne, please continue your testimony.
About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops sits to 1/2 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
Wait, he can do math? That's legitimately surprising that he just like knows conversions off the top of his head like that.
About 2/3 of that amount, huh?
The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. Must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there.
A special kind of poison? How so?
Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh? And where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry. All I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite...
Oh, is that why you were dating the pharmacology student?
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that?
So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
We're gonna press on this, and if it doesn't do anything, then we're gonna present what's his face here. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison?
I think that's a good enough reason, Madame Faye.
She's right, and I think we've all had enough Miss Faye's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
And all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have got some. Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have got some. Alright, this is easy. I call bullshit. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you.
What?
In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. If you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table, you.
No!
Order! Could it be?
That's nothing but a baseless accusation! May I say something, Madame Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you need some kind of a container.
Oh, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Right, true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They didn't mention that in the report.
Well,
you could easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. You're saying I threw the poison container away. I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof?
She couldn't go with that. No, she didn't. We know the proof. We have it. It's around Felix Wright's neck.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye.
Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
Police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse.
And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where's the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th. The very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison here? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No! No!
Eat shit. Order. Order in the court.
On behalf of Dolly, I object.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why?
Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her?
Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. Haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway?
Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too.
Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is...
To keep you quiet.
Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you.
The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck.
My necklace?
Back there in the waiting room. You said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy.
Don't I see her? She always says the same thing to me.
Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying.
But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you.
No, that's a lie.
Mia, are you alright?
The defendant, he's getting away. Bailiff, hurry after him. Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness.
Oh no. What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace?
Forgive me, I'm sorry.
Okay, just give back the necklace.
I ate it.
Really?
You what?
You ate it?
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits.
You swallowed a glass bottle?
What is he doing now?
I mean, he's crying from the blood in his mouth, probably. Your Honor, you gotta stop the trial. Mr. Wright! Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
Seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's alright, Ricky. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. Heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything. Even after I prove so much, is she gonna get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial. Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Fay, I totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed me. I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. It's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. Could only have been her. That girl's a thief. Stop it. And then he pushed him. Wait, who is she gonna poison next? Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous! There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. Just crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, the defendant is. Miss Fay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. But Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? You put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony. There's only one possible conclusion. She's a murderer. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Fay? If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back, therefore. Exactly who was Miss Dahlia planning to kill? I think she was planning on killing him to get the bottle back. There's one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous! After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could have been. But how can that be? Sorry, wrong voice. But how could that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Oh, she poisoned his cold medicine, I bet. Poor Mr. Wright, this must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring him to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true. You're lying. No! Just go like ugly cry like Luke Skywalker finding out about his dad. Feeny, what a joke you are. Oh shit, the real personality's out. And it's way better than her previous one. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I've been told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne. It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. Until you plan on making me into a criminal, no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? Seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, Hey, old man. Are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you? You really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? Absolutely no proof you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Ask these nasty old hag to finish up already. Hold on. I'll let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. You won't push me without any evidence. You would pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No. You better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say Miss Gray? That's not a very good insult. Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? Yeah. Okay, it's fine. I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. The defense would like to present the proof. Possible! You can't possibly! Stupid woman. It's the opinion of the court that is... Sorry. It's the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will only allow one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? You are unable to establish her guilt. I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headline for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She's planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Mr. Wright, please present your evidence. Alright, yeah. Here you go. Pretty damn sure it's this. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X? Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Did that rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. That was Eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. No, you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had actually run into in the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That's when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poison bottle Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Phoenix Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. On top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. Hardly any one of the two was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me? I did it 8 months ago.
8 months ago?
Yes. She disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. Doug Swallow. I think we proved it pretty well, right? Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just a pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some? Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to work. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. You fey. You fey. Dun dun dun. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Miss Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge. I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Why, yes.
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. She's totally going to show up in another case later, right? Phew. Finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support the outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Miss Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said... I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
You see, yeah.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Yeah! Wait, this is how he lost his hair. Mia made Winston bald.
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was at least suspicion about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Fay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was it just me? Or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair.
Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear Dolly.
Very well done. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Yeah. And there was confetti and much rejoicing. This court is adjourned. Mia, you were wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them?
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it's we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
You know, the funny thing about hemorrhoids, and specifically how, like, Marvin won't shut up about them, is that I had a friend back in high school who had hemorrhoids, and he also would never shut up about them. Like, the number of times that I had to hear him mention his, like, bloody ass when he wiped was, like, way too often, and a weird thing to be sharing. So, I bet you that, like, one of the people, like, one of the writers for this game randomly got hemorrhoids and was just like, let me just put it in here, because I need to tell people about it.
Well, Mr. Wright, congratulations.
Thanks. You know, I was thinking...
Go on.
The dolly that I saw up there on the window stand. I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she's like, I don't know, a fake or something.
Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But, out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Ugh, what kind of company does that keep? Larry Butts. Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am.
But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. If I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time.
I see. Same as Faye. A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm so new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off. Become a lawyer for sure. I hope.
I hope we see each other again. Maybe even in court.
I mean, they'd both be defense attorneys, so they wouldn't ever be across the aisle, at least. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. Became a lawyer like I planned and managed to say, my friend. Does it only... Wait, doesn't lawyer school take, like, way longer? How long does law school last? Traditional 3-year... Oh, that's an accelerated 2-year JD program. Traditional 3-year JD program. Huh. Typically takes 4 degrees of thing. Interesting. Currently, the vast majority of law schools require that you obtain a bachelor's degree, which takes 4 years. Interesting. Alright, well, sure, 5 years. Became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But also brings up some very precious ones. I mean, seeing Mia in action, but like, all hesitant and whatnot, new side of Mia unlocked. It's a good one. Memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her on my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. Court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. When did Mia swap from like wearing her like shirt and like blouse under her jacket to just like ripping it out though? Like which year was that? Is that like the moment when she became like the bestest defense attorney ever and famous that she decided to start rocking that garb? Story for another day. All right. Bam. What the fuck is this man? What is that nose? Okay. This next one looks fairly intriguing, doesn't it? We're not going to do that tonight, though, obviously. So I want to stop here. So there's the tutorial for the third game. Yeah, let me get out of this. Beep. Yeah. Was that like Mario Kart? Oh, let me. I don't want to see this. Okay, I guess we'll let it play out. Gumshoe. Do you think we're gonna have a young thing again? Like, are we gonna be Mia again and then like deal with the young Gumshoe? Or is this gonna be a Phoenix Wright case? Also, that beeping was really loud. Jeez. Mask-esque. Salutation. That's pretty good. Nice. The Phantom Thief. Oh, it's another flying guy. How's he doing that? How is he? Okay. This is a TV show, right, that they're watching? Gotta be a TV show. Or it's just like Gumshoe describing how a guy got away from him. Alright, we'll find out next time. I'm gonna just go back to the title screen and we'll load the continue after, and we'll rewatch that little cutscene at the start of next stream. The next Phoenix Wright stream, I should say. Okay, so that's all I got for you today. Thanks for hanging out, everyone, and thanks for watching. I don't have a meme for you, but I do have this lovely picture that I have. I can give you a meme though. But yeah, tomorrow more Unmetal. We'll pick up again where we left off in the. I think we're at the docks or something like that. We're after the jungle level. I believe we're at a dock. So we'll do that tomorrow, and then on Friday we'll continue with this and start in on that second trial. So thanks for hanging out, everyone. And thanks, everyone for chatting and for the bits as well. Oh, I forgot that I had the Bochi date open. I do love that, but also I showed it to you last time, so it doesn't count for your meme for the day. So here's this one. Nice Tuhu meme. Play it one more time for you. All right, take it easy, everyone.